Hello everyone, welcome once again to my channel. It's your boy Luis Portelles, and for today's video, we're gonna be talking about my final topics for Binibining Pilipinas 2022. This year's edition of Binibining Pilipinas has been so exciting. We had some fresh faces, we had veterans. The level of quality in terms of the photo shoots, the videography, the competitions, and the different categories that the candidates had to participate during the pre-pageant activities were just excellent. And precisely because of that, I'm gonna be honest, it was very difficult for me to come up with a final prediction for my final pick. So the strategy that I ended up adopting for this entire thing is that I'm gonna be selecting per crown 4 candidates that I believe will suit that title in particular very well. Meaning that I'm gonna present to you 4 potential candidates for each one of the following: Miss Intercontinental, Miss Globe, Miss Grand International, and Miss International. As usual, my videos are always an open conversation. If you want to share any of your thoughts in the comment section down below, whether it's about my comments and feedback or even about the ranking of the candidates, feel free to do so. While you're at it, don't forget to hit the like button so that this video gets recommended to more people. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one almost every single day. So I won't keep you waiting much longer. I will see you with my picks right after the intro. Alright everyone, so let's get right into it, and I'm just gonna say, even within my top 4 picks for each one of the crowns, they're not in any particular rankings. These are just girls that I believe are deserving of the titles. So let's start with Miss Globe, of course. We remember that last year, Maureen Montaigne did such an excellent job at representing the Philippines during Miss Globe. The first candidate that I will propose for Miss Globe, it will be actually Gabrielle Bastiano. Gabrielle was part of the top 5 last year, and because of that, she did work with Binibining Pilipinas all throughout the year with different activities, preparation, and because of that, I really think that she knows what's going on behind the scenes, the type of preparation that the girls will need in order to excel during the international pageants. She also has access to not only the organization and their entire team, but also to the previous winners as well. So I'm pretty sure that Gabrielle can get some very good advice from them. And in terms of this year's competition, I believe that I was a little worried at first because last year she did so well that I was wondering if she will be able to keep up with that. But this year, Gabrielle Bastiano really went above my expectations. So I'm hoping that this time around she will get a title and she will get the chance to represent the Philippines internationally. My second pick for Miss Globe is Diana Maki. She reminds me a little bit of Maureen in a way. Some of the facial features, the body proportions and all, and also the way that Diana Maki carries herself. Whenever I look at Diana, I always get this vibe of a very confident woman, a very empowered woman, and those are some of the elements that I believe are necessary in order to follow the footprints of Maureen Montaigne. In terms of the competition, I feel like for Diana, it has been ups and downs. Certain competitions she has been really amazing. I just loved what she did. For example, I can think of some of the photo shoots and videos that she released, as well as her national costume was definitely a standout for me. I was not so crazy about the swimsuit presentation. However, if some of these candidates get a title, they wouldn't have to compete right away. So she will have time to prepare, she will have time to polish the areas where she needs a little bit more training, and I'm sure that she will be an amazing candidate at the end of it all. Next candidate for Miss Globe, it will be Chelsea Fernandez. So Chelsea is one of the girls that we had here on the channel for an interview, so I feel like in a way I had the opportunity to get to know her a little bit better in terms of her journey, her advocacy, and all that she stands for. Chelsea is a brilliant woman. Her communications, her passion, and just the way that she carries herself, honestly, I think that she could be even Miss International material. The only reason why she is not in my Miss International picks is because she said it herself. I feel like she is getting close to that age limit for international, so it's a little bit risky. And just like Binibining Pilipinas did last year for Maureen, they decided to send her to Globe instead of international. I believe that it might be the same story this year for Chelsea, but you never know. Let's wait and see. I think that this girl has the potential to compete in any pageant, in any of these crowns. She will do such a great job. My fourth and last pick for Miss Globe, it will be Anne de Mesa. I feel like I haven't had the chance to talk too much about Anne de Mesa here on the channel. However, I've been keeping a close eye on the things that she's been doing so far in the competition. I think that she is not only a beautiful woman, but of course very consistent as well. And I think that at the end of the day, this is one of the reasons why I put it within my top 4 for this particular crown, because sometimes consistency is key, you know. I've said this before for other pageants in other years as well, but sometimes I would rather have a candidate who will be able to always deliver something solid, something consistent, rather than someone who will excel at a particular challenge and then be underwhelming for another one. And I think that's exactly what Anne will be able to deliver. All right, now let's move on to Miss Intercontinental, the pageant that last year crowned Cinderella Obañita as their title holder. For this particular crown, the first candidate that comes to mind will be Yasmin de Maculangan. I feel like I've been campaigning for Yasmin on the channel since the beginning of the competition. I really see the potential in this girl. I really like her for who she is, what she stands for, and you know, at the end of the day, I feel like although there is not as much hype around her as some of the other candidates, Yasmin has been very consistent since the beginning of the competition, and in certain categories she has even exceeded my personal expectations, so I have to give her props for that. When I think of Miss Intercontinental, I think of a pageant that is not only demanding in terms of the looks, but also requires a lot of substance. You know, you need to be able to communicate. There are some challenges where you need to be good at speaking publicly, and we remember that that's really one of the strengths of Cinderella Obañita as well. So I believe that Yasmin will be able to excel in those in all of those aspects. Personally, I have really appreciated her styling during the Binibining Pilipinas 2022 competition, so I think that with the help of her team, with the help of the organization, if she was to be crowned, she could really take it even up a notch and excel during Miss Intercontinental. The next candidate that I will send to this particular pageant will be Cyril Payumo. I know that Cyril has a lot of supporters. I see you guys all over my comment section, and believe me, I also see the potential. I believe in this girl. I think that not only she is extremely beautiful, but at the same time she delivers every single time when it matters most. The presentations that she had so far on the runway, so whenever she had to do the pasarela, whenever she had to model, whenever she had one of the sponsor activities, she was always one of the best ones in my opinion. If I'm not mistaken, from all of the videos that I made this year about Binibining Pilipinas, she was not included in only one of the videos of the top picks. So that already speaks volumes about the candidate and what she is able to do. In terms of beauty and in terms of styling, I feel like Cyril is a little bit more out there than perhaps previous candidates who have represented the Philippines, or even the average candidate who would represent their countries in Miss Intercontinental. So I think that in a way she could be kind of a bombshell if she was to be sent to Intercontinental. I would personally love to see that. Moving on, my next pick for Miss Intercontinental, it will be Isabella David. It wasn't until mid of the competition when we had the talent presentation that I actually found out about who Isabella was, you know, her talent and what she has done so far in entertainment. And I think that is such a brilliant story. I really fell in love with it. What I would like to say is that I think that with her talent, her charisma, and of course her technical skills as a beauty queen as well, she could do extremely well during Miss Intercontinental. She has what it takes to charm the judges, the organization, and make sure that she is able to show a side of the Filipinos that is really something typical, such as being good singers, great entertainers, and just overall good people. Those are really the vibes that I've been getting from Isabella since the middle of the competition, when I found out more about her talent and what she's able to do. So I think that if the Binibining Pilipinas organization is looking for a solid choice and someone who will be able to elevate the brand even more, she will be a very good choice. Now my fourth pick for Miss Intercontinental will be Nika Bernardo. I feel like a lot of people so far have been sleeping on Nika, and not just from Binibining Pilipinas but also since Miss Universe Philippines. I know that there is, you know, a lot of story and people and the audience is kind of divided when it comes to her story and her experience, but what I think, and I've said this before when she was part of Miss Universe Philippines, is that I think that it's very inspiring that although so many people give her a backlash, so many people try to bring her down, she is able to stand her ground and continue doing what she believes in, fighting for her dreams. I think that there is power in that, and there is also a beautiful, inspiring message to send to the youth out there. In the beginning of Binibining Pilipinas, I was not crazy about some of the styling and some of the choices that were being made for Nika. However, the more that we advance in the competition, the more that I'm pleased with the choices, I'm pleased with the glam, I'm pleased with the outfits, and I know that this is a really smart girl who can communicate very well. So I'm not worried about her, and I will love to see her have that chance to represent the Philippines at Miss Intercontinental. Alright, now let's move on to one of the most controversial crowns of Binibining Pilipinas, and that is Miss Grand International, honey. If you know why this is controversial, then you know. I'm not even gonna get into that because I'm not trying to drag no wet again. The first candidate that comes to mind in terms of Miss Grand International, it will be Roberta Tamondong. I think that this girl has just the X factor, and I think that's something that we need to accept at this point, is that Miss Grand International is looking for a girl who is out there and entertaining, like a showgirl in a way. They're not just looking for the advocacy queen or the queen who can speak very well. Yes, all of those things will matter, but what they want is someone who will be able to entertain the crowd and bring a lot of people. That's the essence of Miss Grand International. I think that Roberta, in a way, has that appeal that she is able to bring the audience around her. She definitely has the extreme facial and physical beauty. At the same time, she really strikes me as a sweet girl. I love that she is so committed to her pageant journey, and of course, I also think that she has such a solid team behind her. I don't know if you guys had the time to see some of the photos that she has been posting on Instagram, where she recreates the looks and the auras of different titles, and I think that this is a great strategy just to showcase that no matter what title the organization chooses for Roberta, she will be able to make it work. What I like the most about her is that I believe that if she was sent to Miss Grand International, yes, she will play along the lines of what the organization would expect, you know, being out there, being funny, you know, delivering all of the comedy and the drama and all of that. But at the same time, I think that she will make the Philippines proud, meaning that she won't go out there just clowning and making no matter what just for attention. She will still be able to represent the country fairly, and keeping in mind that she is not just herself that she is bringing out there, but she has a sash across her chest with the name of an entire country. Moving on the list, we have Graciela Lechman. I know that since last year, Graciela was one of my top picks for Miss Grand International, and I feel like this time around, Gabriela has really been putting in the work. Not that she wasn't doing it last year. Last year already was excellent, but this time around is really taken to the next level. We all know that Graciela has been working closely with her team to reinvent her image, give it a little bit more of a show business feel, and those things have been really successful so far. I feel like her pasarela is really exciting. I feel like her looks are always on point. Even her national costume. Do you guys remember that? Like how cool it was. And this is precisely why I believe that she will be a great ambassador for the country if she was sent to Miss Grand International. Once again, I don't know to what extent all of these girls will be able to deliver on the more comedy, you know, camp side of Miss Grand International, but I believe that no matter what, they will be able to do justice to their country. Now, moving on to a candidate that I know a lot of you guys want to see go to Miss Grand International. I'm talking about Herlene Budol or Nicole Budol. Hipon girl, you know her already. I think that compared to the two candidates that I just told you about, so we had Roberta and Graciela, Herlene is the girl who would really be able to go out there and entertain the crowd. She will be able to take it to the next level because she is already a comedy girl. This is what she does for a living. She is an entertainer. She does it on TV. She does it on her channel. She does it on social media. She's like a fish in the water already. Like she is so used to this that I'm sure that Miss Grand International will be no challenge. Now, what I will say is that she has also improved drastically in terms of her skills and just her walk, her glam, just making sure that it's not just the comedian that we're seeing, but that we're also seeing a beauty queen who has some sort of depth, who has an advocacy, and of course, I think that she has also been working a little bit on her communication skills. Now, the only thing that worries me a little bit about Nicole is that there is this entire controversy around a photo that was posted about an afro and the hair. I feel like there's been a lot of conversation around that, and I don't think that she ever really acknowledged that or apologized for that. So I don't know how that is going to sit with the Binibining Pilipinas organization. Keep in mind that when you become an ambassador, you are representing not only the organization, yourself, but also the country. So these type of things matter. I personally would have issued a statement and just kind of acknowledge my part within the issue, just to make sure that the ground is even and that you are not jeopardizing your chances of actually representing the country. Moving on to the fourth candidate and last one for Miss Grand International, we have Christine Opiasa, or CJ Opiasa as some of you call her as well. I remember, I will never ever forget the time that this girl did during the press presentation, her walk. That pasarela was just amazing, and from the moment that I saw her, I just knew that she was Miss Grand International material. Because this is one of the things that Miss Grand International appreciates, the girls who are really extra, the girls who are really outside of the box. They look for a specific type of woman. It's not anyone who can go to Miss Grand International and do well. Personally, I really enjoyed her journey from beginning to end. I think that she has the looks, she has the consistency, and she has the track record so far in the competition to really pull this off. Once again, it's just going to depend of what the organization is looking for and the vision that they have for the Philippines in this year's edition of Miss Grand International. Now, what was in the Philippines recently, so I'm not sure if maybe he left some instructions about the type of girl that he is looking for this year. But putting all of that bias aside, CJ is one of the most solid choices for this batch of girls in terms of this particular crown once again. Now let's move on to the last crown, and actually the most important that Binibining Pilipinas currently offers, and I am talking about Miss International. I will be fully transparent, it was very hard for me to come up with this top 4 because, little spoiler, your boy has been studying Miss International quite a lot recently because I am now part of the selection panel for Miss Cuba organization, and we are in the process of selecting the candidate who will represent Cuba at Miss International. Because of that, I've been able to go back through some of the previous years and the candidates who have won, and you can see that they really have a prototype of candidates that they like. So it's not just about the girl being beautiful and being consistent, they also have to be able to adapt and mold themselves to what Miss International is looking for. So based on that, I have selected 4 candidates, and here they are. The first one, it's a very obvious candidate. I'm talking about Karen Lori Mendoza. We had her here on the channel. The girl is just the sweetest person that you can possibly imagine. She has a beautiful story as well, lots of resilience, and we all remember what happened to her last year during the Coronation Night of Binibining Pilipinas. In my opinion, she has showcased a lot of resilience, and I think that her aura, just the way that she is, her personality, her character, the way that she speaks, and just how she handles herself, she's one of the most fitting candidates for Miss International. Besides the fact that this was also the crown that she was aiming for last year, so maybe now it's her time. Moving on, we have Stacey Gabriel for Miss International. I know that some of you guys might be like, what? Why Stacey? It's her first year, it's her first pageant. She comes from entertainment, so, listen up, okay? Stacey has such beautiful features. Her physical beauty as well is just remarkable, and personally, she has been one of the candidates that I have enjoyed the most during every single one of the challenges. I believe there is not one single top picks video that I have made that Stacey didn't make it into my list, whether it's the national costume, press presentation, swimsuit photos, headshot challenge, so many different things, and every single time she delivered. So already the fact that she has the looks part of it, I personally appreciate it. Now, let's talk about her personality. I think that Stacey is not necessarily the most timid or tame girl, the one that will be the easiest to manipulate. However, her personality comes across as being very respectful, as being very appreciating, and we know that those are key elements for Miss International. One of the things that I noticed personally from Miss International is that sometimes they really seem to want a specific type of girl. It's a mold, and sometimes that can come across as being a little bit boring. So if the girl has a little edge, if the girl is funny, if the girl is able to showcase her personality while also respecting what's expected of her, for me that's a win-win situation. That is what we're looking for this year at Miss Cuba organization, and I believe that this is perhaps what Binibining Pilipinas should consider as well for their national representative. Alright, now let's move on to the next candidate. We have Ileana Aduana. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I was actually kind of hesitating if I should put her for Miss International or for another one of the titles, but I believe that Ileana has been so consistent so far in the competition that she could honestly aim for any of the titles that are at stake on this year's edition of Binibining Pilipinas. The reason why I decided to really put her in this particular category is because of the looks. I feel like her looks are very adaptable. She could give you very innocent, delicate, soft looks, but at the same time she could give you, high fashion. She can be very glam, she can be very sexy and edgy, and I appreciate that as well. But I think that with her personality and how she handles herself, perhaps Miss International will be the most fitting one, in my personal humble opinion, y'all. Especially during the second part of the competition, I feel like this is where she has been excelling so far. So what that says to me is that she knows when to peak and when it matters the most. It shows that she has as well a strategy, and I believe that that's so important, especially if you're aiming for the highest crown that Binibining Pilipinas is offering at the moment. So we'll see. I believe that she deserves the chance to represent the country internationally. Last but not least, the fourth candidate that I will send to Miss International will be Nicole Borromeo. Another one of the girls that I didn't have a lot of time to talk about here on the channel, and for me she has been consistent all throughout the competition. However, sometimes she was a little bit overshadowed by some of the heavy hitters and some of the fan favorites, which it is to be expected, but let's not sleep on a dark horse in the competition. Let's remember what happened last year with Cinderella Obenita as well, and ultimately she was able to compete internationally and win that title. And that's because a lot of people just focus on the really popular ones and they don't pay attention to the ones that are still delivering very good material, a lot of quality, and who are staying consistent from beginning to end. That's what it comes to mind when I think of Nicole. The look is perfect for Miss International, the personality as well, and the few times that I saw her interacting with the audience, you know, for example during the Santa Cruzan festivities and recently as well when they have the parade, I think that she always gave me those vibes of just like a very delicate queen. And for that, combined with her trajectory and her personality, I think that she will be a very good solid choice for Miss International. So there you go, everyone. Those were my top picks for the Coronation Night of Binibining Pilipinas, of course. I didn't necessarily put anyone for my first and second runner-up. I'm just gonna leave it out there because coming up already with 4 candidates for each one of the titles, so a top 16, it was definitely very difficult. But I also want to hear your opinions and your thoughts. Let me know in the comment section what you think about my comments, my picks, and anything else that you would like to express. And as usual, don't forget to hit the like button so this video gets recommended to more people. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one almost every single day. And last but not least, come here and give me a hug. That's a little celebration on the channel. Now that I love you, that I appreciate you, thank you for coming and spending a few moments out of your day here with me. And until I see you next time, everyone, please stay safe, be kind to one another, sending you all my love, all my kisses, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.